And here we are in the wet season. Now, I just need to figure out what to do this month. Since it is so rainy, I think I'd like to stay dry inside, but the question is, then, do we do life sciences? Well, I wonder, we haven't really done much humanities. Hey, Tammy. Oh. Tammy grabs your arm. Please, please be careful out there, Solanna. She says, so earnest it's almost painful. My dad, it's been a year, and she takes a deep breath. It's dangerous out there. Please promise me you'll be safe. I will. Actually, maybe I'll hang out with you this month. Cal is sitting on the garden fence, his feet tucked into the slats, tapping away at his holoscreen. School's way more interesting when you can actually see how it matters, he says. Your mom says I can do more important stuff on the farm if I learn about crop rotation and stuff. He frowns at his holoscreen. There's more math than I thought there'd be. Yeah, I think maybe Tammy needs some comfort this month. It's interesting that that one has bravery. Huh. Little Nougat is absolutely fearless for a 6-year-old. She speaks bravely to adults and hates being patronized by anyone. It's usually endearing, but Tammy has been trying to get her to put her toys away for afternoon quiet time, and Nougat is not having it. You can't make me, Nougat shouts for the 3rd time. First, I can't play in 0G. Then, I can't play with the nano printer. No, 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 I'm gonna run away and live in the jungle and play all day. Nobody tells me what to do. Tammy looks to you for help. Want to give this a try? You explain to Nougat that she can't play in 0G because we aren't in space anymore, and she's too young to use the nano printer, especially after she filled the entire room with rubber ducks that time. Nougat is, as usual, not having it. No, no, no! Nougat shoves you out of the way and begins running around like a tornado, knocking things off the tables. Oh no. Nougat, maybe we can do something else that's quiet, so that you don't disturb the other kids for their nap time. You corner Nougat and crouch down her level to negotiate. You make a deal. She'll put all her toys away except one and play quietly instead of napping. Then nobody has to live in the jungle. 3 toys, she counters. You tell her 2 is your final offer and shakes hands. Aww, Tammy breathes. She's been watching the whole time, and she's impressed that you managed to get it in such a gentle way. And 27, which is the 3-star super goal. Nice. Oh, Tammy. Oh, hey. Hello, Solanna. Tammy bounds over to you. I have a present for you. She presents you with a gift. It's wrapped up in homemade wrapping paper scribbled with hearts and flowers. Open it, she says, bouncing on her toes. Oh, it's so cute. You open the gift and pull out a handmade stuffed animal. Its lumpy, unlovable face gazes up at you, a prisoner of its own misshapen body. You're not entirely certain what kind of animal it is. His name is Minky, Tammy says proudly. I'm making them for all the kids I babysit. You told me once that your favorite toys are stuffed animals, so I thought you might like one. Give it a hug when you're feeling scared. Oh, thank you, Tammy. I'm really glad you like it, Solanna. I worked really hard on it. Yeah. Oh, she's so sweet. But it's also almost glow season, and that's when Uncle Hal was almost attacked, so I think I'll probably hang out in engineering. I'll say hi to Cal. Yeah, the rain is nice to play in, but maybe not spend all day in. You might catch a cold. Persuasion. I have very low on that. Or I do have quite a bit of biology and a little bit of reasoning, and they're both 15 stress. I feel like well, actually, I'm pretty close on biology, but I can also do biology in geoponics, so Maybe we'll study humanities? You should have known better, Tangent, you hear as you walk past the laboratory. Curious, you listen at the door. Chief Engineer Instant sighs. I know you meant well, but your presumption has cost us 3 months of work. Ooh. You can't simply look at an experiment and change the parameters to your liking. Getting results is not the same as doing good science. Your findings, however scientifically interesting, are useless to us without sound methodological underpinnings. Tang's response is more subdued than you've ever heard her before. I'm sorry, Chief Engineer, she mumbles, looking down at the floor. I recognize the error of my ways. I should hope so, Instance replies, pinching the bridge of her nose in her fingers. I'll expect you in the lab first thing tomorrow morning, and I will personally supervise your work in resetting the experiment. You flatten against the wall as Instance breezes past you, barely giving you a second to look as she strides down the hallway. You poke your head inside the laboratory where Tang scowls and wipes her eyes. What do you want? It's probably not that bad. It's true. It could have lost 4 months of work, Tang says wryly. That's the spirit. Losing data was my fault, Tang continues. I wanted to prove I'm not the little kid from biology class, that I'm ready to work hard and ready to make great discoveries. Dr. Instance has always been there for me when I was a kid, and now, with my mother gone, she is the only adult in this colony who sees what I could become, she says. She believes that I can be better than what I am. It's always been that way. I just really want to impress her. You will. Tang hums in agreement. I certainly hope so. Oh hey, one slot gets +1. Maybe... Haha! I wonder... Will that give me more? It will give me more. I'm so close on leveling up my empathy. But now it's glow season. And I guess, let me see if I can find a crystal cluster. Hey, Dees. Dees pokes a glowing bauble bud with his toe. The seed head snaps free and drifts up into the dark of glow, slowly breaking up into little luminescent specks. Make a wish, he says. I wish that everyone will be okay. Gonna do humanities again. Professor Howell hands you a sack of blank paper and a box of pencils and asks you to pass them out to the class. Today in humanities class, we'll be practicing our handwriting, he announces. You hear Tangent groan beside you. But Professor Howell, she whines, why would we ever need to write by hand when we have hollow palms? This exercise will be part history lesson, part future skill, Howell tells the class. We may not always have our hollow palm technology here in our little colony. Our replicators and computers will break down eventually, and when they do, we'll have to rely on low-tech solutions to do everyday tasks. So first lesson, how to correctly hold a pencil. You and the other students get to work learning how to print by hand. It's a little bit like holding a stylus, but the texture is all wrong. Your letters are small and cramped, and you have trouble keeping them in a straight line. Tang, though, is suffering the worst. Ha! Mars laughs. Looks like we finally found something that Tang isn't good at. Look, she keeps mixing up her lowercase a's and e's. Tang is used to using a stylus with her hollow palm, but she's never actually drawn the letters. She fumbles like a child, bashing her fists against the hollow palm for the first time. It's painful to watch. You can tell she's getting more frustrated with each letter. Mars, on the other hand, has lovely penmanship. She can even write cursive. My papa taught me when I was little, she says, showing off her paper. Cultured people know how to write for real. Do you need help, Tangent? I don't need your help, Tang sneers. She hates being bad at something, but being patronized is even worse. Just let me do it myself, she grumbles, balling up her 5th piece of paper and tossing it to the floor. Mars laughs, but after a few minutes of tense silence, she looks over at Tang's work. You're pressing too hard, Mars tells her softly. Loosen your grip. It's different than typing in air with a stylus. Try moving with your shoulder instead of with your wrist and fingers. Tang takes deep breaths and tries again, slow and deliberate. Mars nods and slides closer, putting her hand over Tang's and guiding her pencil on the paper. There, see? You're getting it, she murmurs. Tang's cheeks go pink. After a minute, Tang eases her tension, and her writing starts to flow more naturally. Thanks, she stammers, pushing her chair away from Mars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Two data points form a line, but 3 is a pattern. The colony has been on high alert, all glow, hoping that the creatures from beyond the wall don't return for a third year in a row. Surveyors keep reporting that they're seeing unusual animal activity. Even the plants seem different. They say, and new tracks that must have been left by creatures larger and heavier than you've ever seen. You and the other colonists drill evacuation plans. You're in class when the sirens start to ring. The other kids fall into an alert hush. This is one of the assembly points, so you should be safe here. But it wasn't so safe here last year for Professor Hal. What if another creature gets in? You look at Professor Hal, and he looks back at you. Last year, you saved his life, right here. Hal clears his throat, visibly trying to stay calm. All right, children, he says, subconsciously touching his neck. Just remain seated. I'm certain everything will be fine. You've been told this before. As the sirens consider, you're faced with a choice. But I'm going to stay put, where it should be safe. You, Tang, and Mars, and the other kids try to stay calm. Hal tells everyone to get under the big tables together. There's some nervous laughter as the kids bump into each other. Then he reads from a textbook on Earth history to distract everyone. His voice shakes as he fumbles over a passage about Mesopotamia. It's more upsetting than helpful. Mars grabs your hand, but when you look at her, she looks away pointedly. Well, this is serious. There's nothing you can do, so you try to apply yourself to reading the chapter you've been assigned. You struggle with it, your mind racing. You notice Tangent trying to do the same. She gives you a faint smile over her holoscreen. It isn't long before the sirens turn off, ringing 3 short pulses as the all-clear message flashes on your holopalm. You and the other children file out of engineering, and you head back to your quarters. Your parents will want to know that you're safe. Your dad gives you a big hug, but your mom slumps into the seat at your small table. It's like they were going specifically for geoponics this time, she mutters, but your dad pets her hair and shushes her. I'm sure it was just bad luck, Lulubelle, he says, but your mom shakes her head and folds her hands in front of her mouth, staring at the porthole window out the fields. Oh no. The food supply. Maybe that means, we're 13. But maybe that means we should try to help our parents next time.